Well, everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Fool's Paradise. And this is from writer-director Charlie Day, who is bringing his story of the Fool, played by himself, who is a silent man who has mental health issues and doesn't really speak, doesn't really fit in society, and when he is let loose because of, funding cuts, he winds up getting picked up by a sleazy, just kind of trying to make anything happen kind of agent, played by Ken Jeong, and then he goes off on a crazy adventure through love, fame, celebrity, the film industry, and all kinds of other things, where he is the proverbial, it's not quite a Forrest Gump story, it's more like it's more of the being there type story. This definitely feels like it was heavily influenced by Peter Sellers' film, where he is a fool who winds up going up politically and all kinds of stuff like that. And that's exactly what happens here in the story of the Fool, which Charlie Day, I think, brings an interesting tone to it. It does swing back and forth tonally at certain parts in the film. Sometimes it gets a little bit darker than you expect, and sometimes it's just straight silly. But it does have the cool use of music. It has this jazz feel to it. I feel like that really helps lay down this tone, this feel, this atmosphere to the film. And if you just take a step back, this is just an hour and 37 minutes of Charlie Day silent acting his way through crazy situation after crazy situation with an unbelievable cast of characters. We have Jason Sudeikis, Adrian Brody, Kate Beckinsale, Travis Fimmel, Jason Bateman, Ray Liotta, rest in peace, Catherine McNamara, Glenn Howerton. There's just so many talented performers. Jimmy Simpson, John Malkovich, who has a very specific scene in this, which you very much expect him to deliver on. Edie Falco, Dean Norris, Common, like I mentioned before, Ken Jeong, Jillian Bell. I could just keep going on and on and on and on. There's so much talent in this film, and each of them play this very specific type of character. Some of them feel like ridiculous, over-the-top caricatures, and some of them feel, honestly, most of them feel like over-the-top caricatures, but they're all playing for specific things. Now, in comparison to something like Being There, I don't think this film spends enough time really having those quieter moments, really building up enough of the character to build some relationships, despite the fact that I feel like the Fool and Ken Jeong's character do have some moments, which kind of leads up to really the emotional peak and core of this film. In many ways, this is a string of sketches with Charlie Day playing a silent fool, bouncing off these crazy situations and these even crazier performances. Everybody is so charismatic. This is an easy watch. And even if it doesn't feel so cohesive, it feels like a very loose and wild narrative, there's plenty of enjoyment to have here. And I can see where people might be turned off by the just willy-nilly, frantic nature of this narrative bouncing all across places. Sometimes it just zips through things that it's like, oh, there probably could have been more there that you could have explored. But in general, you take a step back and realize this was a fun time. Charlie Day's having fun. We're having fun watching him, and we have fun watching him watch all of his friends, I guess, and other people that he got into this film having fun too. It's one of those kinds of films where this is just a good time. It does have hints at bigger ideas that I don't feel like the film takes enough of that time to really dig into, like some more classic films that probably inspired this. But in the end, it's a fleeting, fun time that I would have again. And I think Charlie Day has enough fun with this that I enjoyed this, and I'd recommend it, and I'd watch it again. But those are my thoughts on Fool's Paradise. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.